Hello, dear viewer, and welcome to ABW Preview. I nearly said live. I knew I'd fuck it up. With me tonight, it's the cheeky chappy from Norwich. It's Nicky bloody Wilson. You right, Nick?
All right, Danny, how you doing, mate?
You've changed it to Nick there, not Nicky. What's going on?
I'll try to keep you on your toes. Try to confuse you.
My toes have no use. They've not touched the floor since the 1980s. Useless. One careful owner, very low mileage. That's how I describe them.
Those links are not webbed.
I do live next door to Ellis. That's what everybody wants to know because everyone in Norwich knows each other.
Yeah, well, I know where he lives. You don't know where I live, though.
It's the best way to be because the man is quite frankly a menace. Right, so let's talk about the game, shall we?
Go on, then.
I will do the... Where can you... Hold on. Do you hear what them people are asking? Do you know what they're asking, Nicky? Do you know what they're asking?
I can hear them.
What are they asking?
They're asking where can they watch the game.
Oh, there you go. In Ireland and the UK, it's not on telly, all on the radio. Swines. It's not on the radio or telly because Liverpool-Chelsea is on, and for some reason they think that's more important than Arsenal playing a team that are rubbish. So if you're in Australia, it's on Optus Sport. If you're in Canada, it's on DAZN. Don't say it. If you're in the US of A, it's on SiriusXM FC. Now, I don't know. I know SiriusXM is radio, but what's the FC mean? I don't know. And it's on NBC Sports Gold. In the UK, it's not on the radio at all because they're scumbags. And today's surprise country is the home of Alexis Sanchez, Chile. How do the Americans say Chile? Chile?
Chile.
Not sure. They say it differently. Yeah, if you're in Chile and you want to watch it, it's ESPN Play Sir, S-U-R, don't know what that means, or ESPN Sir. They keep mucking around with these things just to annoy me. One of the original founder members of the Football League in 1889, one of the two. I think it's something like that. We've played them a lot of times. So in league games only, head-to-head against Aston Villa, we've played them 174 times. We've won 74. We've drawn 39, and we've lost 61 times. So that's I've seen them quite a few times. I quite like Villa. I quite like their ground as well. Remember their old chairman, Deadly Doug Ellis. He was fun. Our last three games at the Emirates against Aston Villa. Right, 2015-16, we beat them 4-0 with goals. Giroud got a hat-trick and they scored an own goal. In 14-15, we beat them 5-0. Goals from Giroud, Ozil, Walcott, Cazorla and Bellerin. And in 2013-14, I think this might have been the first game of the season, we lost 3-1 and a goal from Giroud. Was that first game of the season? I think it was.
Yeah, then we went and bought Ozil, didn't we?
Oh, God. If only we could go back and change that. Right. Do you want to do the last 5 away Premier League games and the injuries and suspensions?
Go on, then. Arsenal's last 5 Premier League away games, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 1. We've scored 9 goals, conceded 7, and only 1 clean sheet. That's not very good, is it?
Poor.
But Villa's last 5 home games, 1-0, drawn 0, lost all 5, scored 3, conceded 12, and obviously 0 clean sheets. They lost them all. And Villa last won an away Premier League game against Bournemouth in August 2015. Wow, I didn't realise they were that bad.
Well, most of this has been because they've not been in the Premier League for the last 2 seasons. So I wasn't sure whether to go back and do the game, their home games in the Championship. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because that might make them look a little bit better than they actually are. So I'm feeling as full of false optimism. So injuries and suspensions.
Yeah, plus they've probably got quite a few different players now than when they had when they were last in the Premiership, wouldn't they? So
Very true.
Kind of pointless. Right, injuries and suspensions. Arsenal, still Bellerin, Tierney, both out, but they played 63 minutes in the reserves. And Mavropanos played the full 90 minutes of last night's under 23 game. Lacazette has an ankle injury, is due back in October, apparently.
Hopefully.
Aston Villa, Jonathan Cod. Oh, that is a horrible name. Kajira has a cheekbone fracture. James Chester and Matt Targett both had thigh injuries, apparently.
Well, there you go.
What I read, Matt Targett's back in full training and he could make a start.
This is from the injury site, so could be nonsense. Their
manager said yesterday in his press conference, and he's been on the bench the last 2 games.
Bloody hell. Physio room, you scumbags. You've done me again. I've been tucked up like a gizzard. I don't even know if you can tuck a gizzard, but that's what I've been, tucked up. Right, Aston Villa formations. Now, this is really hard because in the summer they have gone and bought 12 players, which Nicky's going to mention in a minute. But Villa have played 6 games this season, 5 league and 1 cup. They've either played a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3, kind of similar to how we do. They play with Wesley as their main striker. Then they have 2 wide players like we do in Jota, Trezeguet and El Ghazi. So only 2 of those 3 will play. Then they have a central midfield 3 like Arsenal do with Jack Grealish, John McGinn and Douglas Luiz playing the DM role. The back 4 is Taylor at left back, Mings and Engels at centre back, and Gulbert, some bloke at right back, and Tom Heaton in goal. And ex-Arsenal wonder kid Henry Lansbury has played 1 game this season, 1 league game this season, and he got the mighty number of 5 whole minutes. I remember him as when he was playing in the League Cup games. So I thought, that's it, this boy's going to be special. Turns out we sold him, and he wasn't. Do you want to do the players?
I thought he was still at Nottingham Forest.
No, they bought him about 1.5 years ago. I think they bought him in the January transfer window because he was doing wonders for Forest. And then, I think they got a new manager at Villa, and he's not played much since.
Well, he scored against Spurs. That's all we want, really, don't it?
But that's more than enough.
Right. That's right. Players to look out for. Villa sport in 12 players this summer, we've cost them over £100 million. They have 4 players with 1 league goal each, but their main threat is from Wesley, who cost them £22 million from Club Brugge in Belgium, and Jack Grealish, who is their creative player. But Henry Lansbury did get 3 assists in their League Cup win.
I think they beat Coventry 6-0 or 6-1. I did write it down and I've completely forgot. Now then, if anybody saw the last show that we did with Richard, you saw the absolute car crash that was me us trying to do the formation. It ended up being Richard writing it down on a piece of paper. So we've joined the 21st century, and here we go. Look at this. Boom. What do you think of that? That's Nicky Wilson's formation. Talk us through why you've picked that, Nicky.
Well, I just think that's a good formation.
There you go. Match of the day. Just is.
Well, that's Alan Shearer's how he talks, so.
Yeah.
Well, I just think they're going to be a bit dangerous, Villa, because they've still got a lot of momentum coming up from the Championship, exactly the same as Norwich last week. So they're not used. Well, Villa look like they are used to losing now, but they're still a bit unknown in the Premiership with how they play. And like I say, they got that new player they bought from the Egyptian they bought, and he's going to apparently be starting on the left, and possibly the new left back they bought from Southampton. So they could be a bit dangerous down the left. So that's why I've gone with Mustafi at right back rather than Maitland-Niles, because I think he's a bit more experienced, and he did play quite a few games for Germany at right back. So I thought that'd probably be better to try and counter that. And obviously, I'm 3 in midfield because we all know Grealish, he's a really good player, and he's even better because he's turned down Tottenham 2 or 3 times, so it makes him so much better. But obviously Lacazette's still injured, so
no Ozil for you,
up top. Nah,
don't like him.
He's probably got the flu.
He's probably not well. He's probably right on the sick note right now.
Yeah, get sent in with his mum.
So Ceballos playing him. Would you play him where Aubameyang had started the season, as in out wide left, or is it a more deeper role for him?
A bit deeper. I couldn't work out how to make him go a bit further down on the pitch.
I was looking at because I gave you a site to go and undo it on, and I was having trouble trying to figure out what formation is what, because you can't, once you put them there, you can't move them around. But he does play in that position for Spain in the internationals recently, and he was fantastic, wasn't he?
Yeah, thing is, though, when Arsenal pick a formation, no one really stays in it. To be honest, we're lucky if the goalkeepers stay in position half the time. They all seem to go everywhere, don't they?
I think anywhere from Leno and above, Guendouzi will cover all of those positions at some point during the game. So, having Mustafi at right back, do you think it's been shown now that maybe he wasn't the fault of everything that went wrong last season? He's been a bit hard done by it.
Well, there's always one at Arsenal. There's always someone who gets the blame for everything wrong at the club. And if we sell that one player, we'll go back to being invincibles straight away. But not really. He ain't a terrible player. We just seem to put players into brackets of world class and absolute crap. And we haven't. All those defenders, they're good defenders. I wouldn't say they're all world class, but obviously when Tierney and Bellerin get back, they'll pretty much come straight back into the first team anyway. So, but I think that's just got to make do with what we do with until they get picked.
I agree with that. Right, here we go. Stop sharing. Go back to screen share. Chrome tab, and then where is it? Oh, here we go. Magical again. Look at that with me with my skills. Mine on the left, yours on the right. I want to see. I don't think he will, but I'd like to see Torreira playing the more deeper role because that's his best position. As long as we can keep Xhaka from playing in front of the front two, I think we're going to be all right. And as long one thing we definitely need to sort out is when Leno plays the ball out. We saw when Martinez against Frankfurt, he was booting the ball out more often. He wasn't playing out from the back now. Do you think that possibly Emery has decided no more of that rolling it out to the defender, then the defender give it to their striker?
Probably not. I think he'll do it even more now. But I don't know. Is that rule still the same in Europe? How you can play it out from the back? So I know the rules are sometimes a little bit different. So I don't even know if you can play that out from the back like that in Europe, can you?
Good. I don't even know why they do. In fact, I asked John, do they have to roll it to one of the defenders from a goal kick and he said no, they just choose to do that. So as long as Xhaka, I mean, when you've got the likes of Luiz playing there, who's a magnet, he's brilliant with the ball. Why Luiz wasn't getting the ball and pinging it up the pitch? So I want to see Torreira come in. But we saw that Guendouzi was coming in to cover and get the ball from the centre backs. And then he was going out with it, and then Xhaka was dropping back in there. Xhaka should not go anywhere near that role. That's Torreira's role. He's going to play there. I saw somebody say, or some reports say, he said he's bored playing as a defensive midfield role, and that's why you see him all over the pitch. That can't be true, can it?
Arsenal haven't had a defensive midfielder since Gilberto, have we?
Sadly, well, the Cock did it for a little while, but then he went mad and then stopped doing it.
Yeah, so London went up front.
Yeah, the only difference between our real formations is, if you would have found the button, would you have had someone in the Torreira position, or would you still stick with the three across the middle because we're at home?
Yeah, I'd have got pretty much the same as you, where Caballas would have been a bit further down. So pretty much the same, other than Mustafi and Maitland-Niles.
Thinking about it, I do agree with you that I would actually play Mustafi on at right back because he's only played there for Germany a few times. He can play a right back, and I think the defensive solidity we had against Frankfurt, who are no mugs. I mean, they hadn't lost at home for 16 games in Europe. The last time they lost was against Palermo in 2006. And in that time, they've played loads of teams and done really well against them. And we go there and we beat them, and we can keep a clean sheet. And so that's because you're playing the defender at right back. And so my only other thing is you've gone with kind of three up front. I think it'll be Aubameyang with Pepe, and hopefully Ceballos will play there. And was it against Newcastle where he was absolutely magnificent? We've seen in recent games he's been playing out on the left a little bit more, and that hasn't really suited him, has it?
Yeah, no, I mean, Aubameyang, that's weird. That's like he doesn't seem to be suited up front with his back to goal, try to link up play. But I think he prefers to play more like, obviously, Henry, like diagonal balls in between Hind running onto him, whereas Lacazette can play with his back to goal. Whereas I don't think Aubameyang can, because I don't. Well, he's 30 now, so why would he now all of a sudden start playing differently to how he's played for like the last 10 or 12 years?
We said that about Mkhitaryan, and now Mkhitaryan's at Roma. He scored a goal, he's got an assist, and he's playing on the wide left, the position where we've got nobody to play there at the moment. So that's just typical. See, Ramsey scored this afternoon. He called the equaliser for Juventus. It's about half time at the moment. So Pepe, what's your thoughts on him so far this season? Do you think this could be the game where he's going to score a goal? Because he must have a couple of assists by now.
Yeah, I think he has got a couple of assists, but I think he'll have to get his goal today. Nice game at the Emirates. I think he will get money. I might put money on it, but because obviously if we go, was this the 5th game or the 6th game of the league? 6. I mean, once you start getting to 6 or 7 games, we're into Bergkamp territory there. So you might have to tell him tomorrow to sort his life out.
Yeah, I don't think Bergkamp heard me when I shouted at him. But you look at Ian Wright. Ian Wright scored straight away. I think it was Anelka. Or was it was Henry and Bergkamp? Maybe it was Henry didn't score for 14 games or something like that. When Henry started, he was playing out wide the whole time. He was playing in all kinds of positions.
He came off the bench a lot as well, didn't he? He eased him in.
Yeah, so I mean, Pepe, some of the stuff that he does, the drag backs that he does, and the one-on-ones, and when he gets the ball and he puts it through the legs and carries on going. He's like a one-man FIFA with all the tricks and flips, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely showed in the last few games. He's definitely got ability, and you can see he's about ready to catch on. I think I wouldn't surprise me if he scored tomorrow, maybe even 2.
So our formations, were you confident that maybe if you mix the two together, Emery might be picking something like that, or do you think there's a chance he might go completely crazy and completely ruin it all?
I ain't got a clue what Emery will pick, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I know that's a lot, one keeps saying it, but I'm not really sure what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, because I think his job was, when he took over from Arsene, fix the defence. I don't think he's done that, to be honest. And the attack's about the same. So, but we're going to have to see what he do, because he's only got like 2 years with an option of the third year. If he doesn't look like, probably by Christmas, January, if he doesn't look any good, then I don't think they'll sack him, but they'll probably just not renew his contract, and whether it be someone else come in. I mean, you're always talking about the old Juventus manager, Allegri. I mean, he's been talked about a few. I think he's even said he'd like to manage Arsenal one day, so maybe that'd be him. But we shall see.
I think looking at that formation, I can easily see Ozil starting the game, playing behind the front two, and maybe possibly leaving Xhaka out. I mean, he's not been playing well. Knowing him, he's going to leave. The Torreira will be the one that he leaves out. So you probably have to swap Torreira with Xhaka, and then Ceballos will play on the left-hand side a little bit, and then Ozil will come and play behind the front two. That's probably what the manager's going to do, because he seems to love Xhaka. I mean, I don't mind Xhaka. He's had some good games, and people are on his back when he has bad games, and they don't applaud him when he has a good game. So you can't win, can you, either way? Right, stop sharing that nonsense and get back to it. Right, so your prediction for the game is going to be what?
3-1 Arsenal.
Oh, lovely. I think I'm going to go 4-0, a slobber knocker, because I'm going to be there and they're going to be playing their best football just for me. Now, what other things have I got written down that we had to talk about? We've done the predictions, we've done the formations. The only thing left to say, the penultimate thing to say is tomorrow's lineup is going to be Jason, Chris and John. You are lucky viewers, because for me, that's the dream team. You got John and Jason bullying Chris for 90 minutes until Chris has enough and leaves. So, Nikki, where can people find you on Twitter? And I hear that you are no stranger to Twitch.
Yeah, I've been on Twitch for a few months. That's obviously on Twitch. Nick Fights. It's just my name with a fight at the end. That's very creative.
That's Fights, because he didn't say fights properly. He said fights. And do you ever get in? Well, tell people what you've got when I come in there. What do you do?
I've got I forgot his name now. I've got Alan Partridge just shouting Dan over and over again. I thought I'd just cut it down to just saying Dan for a couple of times, but then I just got all just shouting Dan for about a minute, because I thought that's for the best.
Oh, so I've had Sean and my mum here, and both times we come watching, I said, look what he does when he sees that I'm in the street. Dan. So tell the people again where they can come and find you on Twitch, because it's really entertaining. You've been playing Gears of War 5 recently, haven't you?
Yep, I finished that and I play all sorts of games, really, or anything.
Mainly games I don't like. I don't see you playing any Hospital 2.0. My time in Porsche.
No, you have to go to Relish to go to hospital. I don't do
that. Yes, and where are you on Twitter?
Nicky G Wilson, but I'm never really on there. I'm only on Twitter just to wind you up.
That's not fair, is it? You did yesterday. Right then, people, thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to press the end broadcast button now, and we will see you tomorrow about 15-20 minutes after the game. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.